I'm Chloe Melton.
And I'm Lilah Corral.
And this is Hoofbeat News.
There's a mentoring group of people who travel from the high school to the middle school called Power Girls. Danelly has more info about them.
Middle school is a tough time for teenagers. Seniors at FMHS have used this period of time by mentoring over at the middle school to help us select few girls.
So Power Girls is a club that takes place every Friday at the middle school. We go over there and just talk to the girls, and the ones participating or like that kind of sponsor the club are Danelly, Quinn, Kendra, and I.
Power Girls is a group of middle school girls, and we split them up. So then Quinn and I take half of them, and then Danelly and Yadira take half. I think Power Girls started because we used to do a group like Power Girls called Peers, and the middle school girls were really struggling, so they thought it would be a good idea to keep the group smaller, but have some high schoolers come and talk to them.
Pope came and talked to me and a couple other girls and just thought it would be a good idea to go talk to the middle school girls that might be having a little bit of a harder time.
So in Power Girls, we meet with a few 7th and 8th grade middle school girls.
We talk to the girls and just about different things. Me and Kendra are in a group, so we've talked about reputation and then friendships, and then the paths you're gonna take, and who you surround yourself with, and just try to give them advice.
I joined Power Girls because Pope asked me to, and I just really like the meaning behind it.
Mr. Pope came and talked to me and asked if I'd be interested in going to the middle school and talking to girls there.
I joined Power Girls because I really enjoyed Peers, and we did that at the beginning of the semester last year. And then Pope asked us if we wanted to do something similar, but just a smaller group the end of last semester.
My favorite thing about Power Girls is just making connections with these middle schoolers and letting them know that they can come to us for anything.
My favorite thing about Power Girls is probably connecting with the girls and getting to know them and just helping them, because they have a lot of questions about the high school and just later on, and it's nice to be able to relate to them and then also help them out.
My favorite thing about Power Girls is being able to interact with the girls and spending time with them, and just knowing that you're making an impact on them.
So everyone that's doing Power Girls this year is our seniors. And so Pope selected all of us. He came and talked to us personally. So if they were to continue it next year, he'd have to go talk to the seniors next year.
But I definitely do recommend, if you're given the opportunity, to definitely take it, because it's great. It's a great club, and it gives you so many new learning opportunities, and you make an impact on others' lives.
If mentoring middle schoolers interests you for next year, contact Mr. Pope.
Thanks, Danelly.
We got some interesting news right before we went on fall break about our school district moving to a 4-day week.
The board had a 5-4 vote favor for the change in the school week. This will take place in the 2023-2024 school year.
There is an annual Christmas parade that happens last Thursday. There are representatives from the fire department, the police, and the EMTs, and local businesses. Liam has a
Two schools from our district, RE3, were in the Parade of Lights this year. Columbine Elementary and Fort Morgan High School. They each had a different view on what it took to set up for the parade. Let's hear what Columbine had to do to prepare.
The first thing you have to do is make sure that you sign up in time, and then decide what kind of a float you want to have. You could go all out and get a trailer and lights and a power source and music, or go simple. We decided to go simple this year. We just got a banner out and walked behind it with necklaces and sparkling headbands, and then kids could join us as we went along. I was really happy with it. We actually did not anticipate that. We had planned just to have Columbine's staff members and their families, and it was a really pleasant surprise that many kids joined us on the way. We arrived at the setup spot at about 5:30, and we ended up, I was back home by 7:15 or 7:30, so not too long. But we didn't have a float, so there was not a lot of 7:30 camp.
Now that we know what they had to do to prepare, let's take a look into what the Marching Mustangs did to get ready for this parade.
It was pretty enjoyable to do something that was like out there. For the band we marched, which was pretty nice since this was our first year that we did marching in uniform. So on our behalf, we really had to bring instruments and uniforms, but for the marching we've been practicing for pretty much the entire first quarter and then a bit in the second quarter. Every year at the beginning of December, we played for the entire time we were marching, which I'd say was maybe about 10-15 minutes. So for the music we played Old St. Nick and Up on the Housetop. We only got those a week before, so it was really a rush to get them down, that way we could play them.
Now that you know a little bit about what goes into the parade, you might appreciate it more the next time you go to see it.
This time of year has many traditions. Chloe has a story about some of the common holiday traditions.
I spoke to a few students to see what their holiday traditions are.
So I'm Celia, I'm from Belgium, and so our tradition is to put a Christmas tree, exactly like here. We are giving gifts to our family too, and we eat a lot, especially something that we call raclette. So it's like we make cheese and we make it melt in a small pan and we can decorate it, and it's super good.
My name is Lilah Corral, and my favorite Christmas tradition has to be getting together with the family and having traditional Mexican food like tamales, champurrado, arroz con leche.
Case graph. Usually wake up in the morning, go hang out with family, and that's basically what I do all day. I just hang out with family. Mashed potatoes and biscuits and gravy.
Thanks, Chloe.
There are many people in the school, and Betsaida has a story on one of the students named Martin Mendoza.
FMHS is full of great students, and today we took a look at one of them.
My name is Martin Mendoza.
I definitely moved here the summer before freshman year. I would definitely describe myself by saying like I'm very energetic, very loud, you know.
Activities that I'm involved in at school, so far, the only thing I think I'm doing right now is going to be wrestling.
I like playing sports. I like going to college. I like going to school, work. My favorite part of school is definitely English and zoology. So for English, my favorite part is definitely like, you know, we got poetry. I definitely like poetry. You basically just write how you feel on a piece of paper. And like there's also like mythology, like Greek, Egyptian. And then for zoology, like we have the dissections, like you get to dissect squids, you know, clams, octopuses, like it's things that you don't usually see.
Martin has many passions, and one of them is his welding.
So when I was younger, I was talking to a family friend, and he was asking me like what I wanted to do when I got older. And at that point, I had never really thought about it, and he brought up welding. And a couple days later, I started doing research. I looked into it and thought it was cool. I liked the way it looked. So then once I got into high school, I started doing more research on it. And I went into college for it, and then I just kind of fell in love with it. Welding itself would be my favorite part, but definitely buying new equipment and actually using it to weld, I would say that's one of my more favorite parts as well. In a way, it's kind of peaceful, you know. It's as soon as you drop your hood and you start welding, you just kind of put so much concentration into it, like you don't really care or notice like what's going on around you. It's just you welding. Most definitely. For right now, I'm just going to get my certificate for welding, but as soon as I graduate, the plan is for me to go to college in Texas to get my underwater degree.
Let's hear what one of his teachers has to say about him.
I've known Martin for 3 years now. I had him as a freshman, a sophomore, and now as a junior. I'd describe Martin as a energetic individual. He tends to work hard when he's focused, and he is very outspoken about what he does as a person.
Martin is one of the many students that are involved and dedicated. If you see him around, don't forget to stop and say hi.
Thanks, Betsaida.
FBLA is the Future Business Leaders of America, and they have a club here. Ivan has more to share about them.
Ms. Schmidt is one of the administrators for FBLA.
FBLA stands for Future Business Leaders of America. It is a business organization. Some people see it as a club that is really about helping students prepare for the business world and to help reinforce and get skills that they need for life after school. We do a variety of different activities. We've done, so far this year, we've done the Homecoming Carnival, we've done the haunted hallways. We're trying to get students involved in setting up and signing up for district competition right now. We'll be taking those tests and turning events in January and February to hopefully qualify for state. Other activities, we're trying to get students' input as far as what activities they would like to do. Try really seeing students get excited about doing well and participating and getting to know students in a different way from the classroom.
Wilbur joined FBLA this year.
The things I've done so far in FBLA are take a business battle test and go to the first meeting. My favorite thing about FBLA is just the fact that we get to help out the community, and there's going to be field trips involved, future field trips, and I'm kind of excited to go.
If you are interested in FBLA, you should join it.
Thanks, Ivan. From all of us here at Hoofbeat, have a great week, FMHS.